Hey, everybody. It is your Senator, Angela Williams Graves, representing the 21st Senatorial District, where we do good work on your behalf. I am coming to you today. It is not Wednesday. It is Election Day Eve. It's Monday afternoon, actually. And I just wanted to come in and give you a little bit of information to help you with voting tomorrow, to make sure that you have all the facts in case you encounter any obstacles rather. And then also just kind of give you a little bit of insight as to why this election is so important. This election is, and then give you my picks. All right, I'll also give you my picks. But this election is super important. And the reason why it's super important is because for me, it is the most important election of my lifetime. I know folks have said that, they've said it, and all of that. But understand that I'm 52 years old. So there are a whole lot of people who came behind me and a whole lot of people who have come after me, right? So I'm in a place as an elected official where I have to look out for the people who came behind me, as well as the people who are coming before me and those who are not even born yet. And so I want to make sure that we elect a president who is a president for all people, who is going to unify our country, who is going to work for the people who's going to work for the American people, not just their friends, not just their supporters, but who is going to work for the American people every single day. And in my professional, personal, political opinion, that person is Kamala Harris. I want to invite you to do a short survey. All right, I want a short study. I want you to look at a commercial for the former president. They're not hard to find. They're on television almost every 30 seconds. You find one, right? And I want you to listen to him scripted, sounding as if he cares for America. Then I want you to Google one of his rallies. Pick any one of his rallies where he is not scripted and he does not have the teleprompter, or he's gone off the teleprompter, and listen to the threats, the name calling, the hate, the divisiveness, and all of those things, the misogyny, the sexism, all of those things that you hear when he is speaking from his heart, when he is speaking off the top of his head. All right. I want you to really pay attention to that, because what I submit to you is, if any of you who have children got a call from your teacher's school saying that your child spoke to anybody the way that man speaks of other people, your kid would be on punishment. And that would be unacceptable. You wouldn't say, oh, he didn't mean it. Johnny didn't mean it. Annie didn't mean it. You wouldn't say that. You would say to your child, we don't talk to people that way. We don't talk about people that way. We don't mock people who are disabled. We don't call people names. We don't call people outside their name. We don't do that. That is not what we do. That's what you would say to your child. And if you would say that to your child, then you should also say that to the 80-year-old man. And you should not want him to be the role model for your child, nor should you want him to be the role model of the United States of America. That's not who I want the world judging me by. And I suspect it's not who you want the world judging you by either. Then I want you to go over to Kamala Harris. I want you to listen to one of her commercials. They are in abundance as well. You hear the hope, you hear the joy, you hear the unity, you hear care, you hear compassion. Then I want you to go and Google one of her rallies. And when she is not scripted, and when she is not working from a teleprompter, what comes from her heart is the same love, the same compassion, the same joy, the same unity that she displays off script as it is on script. And that's the kind of leader that I believe we want as the President of the United States of America. We want a leader who is going to be the same off script as they are on script, right? We want someone who's going to care and be compassionate when nobody's telling them what to say. And we want somebody who's going to have care and compassion in what is scripted for them to say. And we want someone who's going to carry out the action of the President of the United States in a manner that is beneficial for everyone, not in a manner that it breeds retribution and revenge and all that other kind of nonsense. That is not what we need. So I'm asking you tomorrow, on November the 5th, turn the page from the nonsense, quiet the noise, as Joel Osteen said yesterday, and let's move to joy. All right. Let's move to hope. Let's move to peace. Let's move forward as a country by voting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as President and Vice President of the United States of America. All right. Do that, because there are so many people who died for the right to vote. And there are women all over this world, all over this country, who are dying because they don't have the right to bodily autonomy, because doctors are having to check with lawyers who never went to medical school to determine if they can act as doctors and do no harm to their patients because of these ridiculous abortion bans that we see in place. Women deserve the opportunity to speak for themselves, to make decisions for themselves, and to be believed and trusted in what is best for their bodies. So I'm asking you to vote for Kamala Harris, not because she's Black, not because she's a woman, but because she's qualified and because she will run this country in a manner that provides equal justice for all of us, opportunity for all of us, and will give us the respect that we deserve around the world. Do that for me. Vote Kamala Harris and Tim Walz for President of the United States. All right, here we go. Now, on voting, if you go to the polls open everywhere in Virginia at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, Tuesday, November 5th. Open at 6 a.m. They open. And so you can go and cast your ballot tomorrow, starting at 6 a.m. They close at 7 p.m. If you are in line, if there's a line at your polling precinct and you're in line at 7 o'clock, don't let anybody move you. All right. Be like a tree planted by the side of the river. If you go to church, you know what that means. Don't be moved. All right. Do not let yourself be moved. If you're one of the people who's had your rights, your voting record, I should say, illegally removed by the governor of Virginia. I'm sorry, I didn't vote for him, but he's the governor. And so he's a prime example of elections have consequences. All right, but that's a whole nother chat. If you have found that you have been removed from the voting rolls, or if you failed to register to vote during the allotted time that you could, you can still same day register and vote provisionally. Understand that provisional votes count. They absolutely count. They are counted and they count. And sometimes it comes down to those provisional ballots to make or break an election. Okay. And so just know that every vote counts. Provisional ballots will be counted. So you can same day register and you can vote. Now, what you do have to do is you have to go to your polling precinct in order to do so. So visit iwillvote.com/VA. iwillvote.com/VA in order to find out, put your address in, follow the prompts, find out where it is that you're supposed to vote. Go and vote. Don't leave a precinct Unless they tell you you're not registered here, you need to go there. Then go there and make sure you vote. But do not leave without voting, at least voting a provisional ballot. And if by some chance there is some piece of documentation that you need that they tell you, they're going to give you a form and they're going to tell you the things that you need to do. If there's anything extra that you need to do, you make sure that you do all of that by noon on Friday. All right, by noon on Friday, November 8th. So if there is any follow-up, and there very well may not be, but if there is, make sure that you do it by noon on Friday, November the 8th, in order for your provisional ballot to be counted. Okay. All right. So make sure we're going to follow through. We're going to follow up and we're going to follow through. Right. If you have an absentee ballot that you have not returned to, you didn't mail it, you didn't take it to a satellite location or whatever, here are your options. Number one, if you are returning it in person, you can take it to your precinct and return it. You can take it to any precinct and return it. And only if you are returning it can you take it to City Hall. All right. So you can take it to City Hall if you want to return it. That's where in Norfolk, that's where the local election office is. Technically, the absentee office is City Hall. So you can take it there. If you want to give it to someone, let's say you might not be able to, get out of the house, you can't travel, you're not able, you're not mobile, then you can give it to someone. But they have to take it to your polling precinct. So go to iwillvote.com/VA, iwillvote.com/VA, and make sure that you know where your precinct is. And you can give it to a person. All right. Make sure it's sealed and all the stuff is signed and you filled out the front and the back. And you give it to the person. And you tell them, here's where I vote, take it to where I vote. They can go there. They don't have to stand in line. They can go in, ask for the election official, and they can give that ballot, that envelope with your ballot in it to the election official. All right. You can do that. So understand, only you can go and take it to City Hall, to the elections office. Only you can do that. But you can take it to your polling precinct. You can take it to any polling precinct. Or you can give it to someone and they can take it to your polling precinct for you. All right. So you have plenty of options if you have an absentee ballot. If you want to put it in the mail, you can do that too. Today, tomorrow, it has to be postmarked by Tuesday, November the 5th, and it has to be received at the elections office by Friday. All right. Received at the elections office by Friday. And so just you have options if you still have your absentee ballot and you haven't returned it. Okay. All right. So make sure, again, if you're voting, you have from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. on Tuesday to cast your vote, make your voice heard, make your vote count. The last thing I'm going to say about this election before I tell you who my picks are is this. Oftentimes, we have unrealistic expectations of our elected officials. We feel like that because we believe in them so strongly, or we believe in some of their values so strongly, that we are going to agree with them on everything. And I often use this example because it is so very true. We love people, we marry them, and we don't agree with them on everything. We live with them and we don't agree with them on everything. You have children you've given birth to and they are the spitting image of you, but you don't agree with them on everything. So it is unrealistic for anyone to think that they are going to agree with their elected official on everything. We work with the information that we have at the time. We do the very best that we can with the information that we have to make good decisions on your behalf. And I will tell you that from being elected for 14 years, and again, there's people who've been elected longer and people who've been elected less, the vast majority of elected officials really do care about the electorate. They really care about their constituents, and they want to do the right thing. They want to get it right because we understand that you all are depending on us. But just know you ain't going to agree with us on everything. It's just not going to happen. But that doesn't mean that you throw the baby out with the bathwater. All right. That's an older saying. All right. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just know that we are working from a place where we are working with the circumstances and the situation at hand and with the information that we have to do the very best that we can every single time. And we don't always get it right, but I believe that always the intention is right. Okay. All right, very good. So now here are my picks. Obviously, President of the United States, Kamala Harris, Vice President, Tim Walz. For United States Senate, Tim Kaine. I just love him. He is an amazing human being, and he has done yeoman's work over the last 30 years. Amazing human. Congressman Bobby Scott for United States Congress. Bobby Scott, I have known his name since I could probably talk. He's been around forever, but he's done good work forever. And so there's no reason why we should not reelect him back to the U.S. House of Representatives. Norfolk has got elections, just like every other locality, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I think it's an opportunity for us to make sure that we stay consistent and that we continue the growth pattern and the crime rates going down and all of the development that is happening in the city of Norfolk and how our neighbors and our friends are prospering. That's a mouthful right there. But in reelecting Mayor Kenny Alexander and giving him 4 more years to lead the city of Norfolk. In Super Ward 6, we have Jeremy McGee. He is a newcomer to politics, but he is a great guy. And I believe that he will do a wonderful job for the residents of Super Ward 6. And then there is the election in Super Ward 7, my old council seat. That election, my choice there, or my recommendation is Carlos Clanton. He's done amazing work on the school board. He's been an incredible leader on the school board. He's been an incredible national leader in the Urban League, but was the youngest chair of the Chamber of Commerce. And so he's got a vast, a great ability and a lot of reach to be able to bring different resources to the city of Norfolk, to Super Ward 7. I know he'll do a great job. Now, here are some off picks, for cities that I don't live in and all that, but I know folks that are running, and these are people I know to be good, decent human beings. All right. I'm not just throwing out names here, but to be good, decent human beings. Virginia Beach Mayor Sabrina Wooten, Virginia Beach School Board District 4 Alveda Green, Suffolk Mayor Clint Jenkins, Hampton Mayor Jimmy Gray, Newport News City Council Tina Vick, and Newport News School Board Reginald Woodhouse. All right. Those are folks that I know personally. I've talked with them. I've worked with them. I know that they come from a place of love and compassion and care for the citizens that they are currently representing or seeking to represent. So that's all I've got. Make sure that you go out and vote. I'm Senator Angela Williams Graves, representing the 21st Senatorial District in the Commonwealth of Virginia, where we do good work on your behalf. And I want to remind you that you are a walking, talking, living, breathing, and voting miracle. I love y'all, and I will see you soon. Bye.